All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Cujo4Life, the podcast, man. I'm your host, DJ Trill. I got my co-host, Jeremy. What
What's
up,
up?
Jay?
What's up?
All right, so man, a little change of plans tonight. We did originally have Davion Searles, but he had some other obligations to take care of. So man, we will definitely catch him down the road. But it's cool, man. We got plenty to talk about. We will be catching up with Coach Woods, Coach Lewis, real soon, man. We know they are at a coach's clinic down in San Antonio right now. I did reach out to Coach Woods, try to get him on tonight, man, but he was kind of busy, so it's just me and Jeremy tonight. So man, we got plenty to talk about tonight. So first thing up, man. Let's see, August 22nd, we will be scrimmaging the Terrell Tigers at home here at Rose
We at home
Stadium.
this year.
Yeah, we at home this year, man. And so we've been scrimmaging Terrell for
A
what
couple of years,
last
yeah.
3 years, I think, right?
I think so,
'Cause,
yeah.
yeah, this will make number four because we're at the end of the last year in the realignment. So big scrimmage coming up with Terrell, man. I know we're pretty familiar with them guys. Coach Marvin over there. On paper, man, they return eight on offense, five on defense. They run a variation of the
Wing
man,
T.
yeah, wing tees. I think the modern term is slot tee.
Yeah.
Um, but they are a run dominant team, run first team. Occasionally they will sneak out a pass. Once they hit you with some play action or just pound it up the middle. Um, but and they got some players to watch, man, on both sides. They return a kid, wide receiver DB Noah Lewis, 5'9", 175. They got a running back, Roger Hendrick, junior, 5'9", 150, decent speed with a 4.5. And I don't know, Jimmy, man, give me some thoughts on this, man. I mean, this is a tune-up game for Marshall, which is what we're really here to talk about tonight. It
Yes.
actually does count.
Yeah, so like I think this is one of the best. This is like a very good scrimmage for us to have every year, especially if the fact that we're playing a team like a Marshall in the first game. This is really like a setter to get you prepared for Marshall, because they run the same exact offense essentially.
Right.
I would say Marshall runs it a lot better, but it does give you like a good set of eyes to just get yourself prepared for this type of offense because it's not something you see every single week. This is like a very old school offense, man. They're just gonna control the clock, control the ball. They want to keep the game low scoring, and they want to capitalize off of you making mistakes. Because if they can get you behind the eight ball, man, it's just really hard to play from behind against a team that's holding on to the ball for 7 or 8 minutes in a quarter. So yeah, this scrimmage. It'll definitely show us where we will be heading into the Marshall game. What do you think about that, Tristan?
Yeah, for sure, man. So a lot of people got to take into account too, man. I'm sorry, Terrell is a playoff team. They did make the playoffs last year. Right now, they are predicted to finish third. But you're right, this is a tune-up scrimmage. It does prepare you for a run-heavy team like Marshall, who is the week one opponent. And I think whether the outcome, now, obviously, we're gonna run base offense, probably base
Yeah.
defense. We're not giving any looks. That's to be expected. But this is to see what players can be. I mean, you know who your number ones are, but this is to see where you're going to get your depth at. Are there any juniors, sophomores that can step up and show some fights, show some grit that coaches can lean on down in the season? So this is really what the scrimmage is for. Get those backups, some repetitions, and maybe see down the road who could actually potentially step up, man, and play a significant role if need be. But with that being said, it's not much to take out of a scrimmage. This is not something that you just try to go in and win. I mean,
Yeah.
you definitely don't try to lose, but I mean, you get so many plays on offense with the first team. Same thing with the ones on defense. Then you bring in your twos. It's really just to see what you got against another school, man, before you lock in with Marshall in week one.
Yeah, and that's the same thing with me, Tristan. I think for me in the seeing the scrimmage, the biggest thing for me is not even really seeing the starters because I know what we got on offense,
Hmm.
and I pretty much know what we're gonna have on defense just from seeing it in 7-on-7. Like I think we're pretty set across the board there. I think the biggest thing for me that I want to see is what like you said, what are we gonna get out of the second string and our third string teams, Because
Yeah.
that is where you need to see the most growth, especially if we want to be able to continue and get to the playoffs. You
Hmm.
those having those guys in the back end that when you need when like our starters need a rest, man, you got to be able to come in and be expected to do the same thing or even or close or very close to what the starter is doing. We don't want to see a you don't want to really see like a major drop off once the starters come out, even just for a play or two. So that's going to be the main thing that I'm going to watch is just seeing how our second and third teams do against a team like Terrell and the type of offense that they run. Another thing is I saw what Coach Marvin said that another thing I think you should really watch is he said he has a lot of inexperience in the secondary.
Okay.
Now, understanding that it is a scrimmage, I want to see if we are going to actually try to test that secondary with our offense, especially with the receivers that we have. Now, granted, they do have Noah Lewis, who's projected to be the defensive MVP in this district that
Hmm.
they're in. But I would like to see them go up against Trey and go up against all the rest of our receivers that we have and see how it goes, man.
Yeah. So one of the luxuries that Woods actually has this year, and I mean he had it last year too, but I mean you see players like Trey Harrison, Ashton Ariaga, Davion Searles, Kadarius McMiller. Um, who am I missing? Chris Moore, who
Hmm.
played more of a blocking role last year, but you got some senior leadership, man. And man, he's got some offensive weapons. I mean, almost any team that we go up against, we should be able to contest anybody's secondary, man. Same thing, he may do it against Terrell just to, get a look or two going toward or going into Marshall. But I think teams are really going to be pressured, man. We got a three wide, we got a four wide, we even got an empty set, and with the
Yeah,
Potts, and even a kid like Potts and Davion Searles in the slot, you really have to ask that linebacker or that safety to come down and play one on one, or you playing some type of zone. And with Caden Granberry, man, he's already showed that he can, exploit a zone defense. And then you're not
yeah,
even talking about Trey Harrison, 6'2", 6'3". Chris Moore is 6'5". Man, these guys can really stretch the field. And then you got the luxury, man, of handing it to Kadarius McMiller or Ashton Ariaga, man. So it's kind of like pick your poison
yeah,
right there.
yeah. And it's almost like, man, I can't imagine, especially if we're like getting ready to get into district. I would be very shocked to see, like, man, that's really bold. If I see any team try to double any receiver that we have out there, I think that's just almost like you're asking for it essentially at that point. Like, I
Yeah,
think if we can show consistency on offense, especially in the pass game, to where we have to make defenses stay honest with us, I believe that will allow us to score a lot of points this season
yeah,
because with the amount of receivers that we have, and like you said, especially with our running back room that we have, it's almost if it goes as the way I think it will, it's almost impossible to be able to play not a non-honest defense. Like you almost have to respect the run and the pass, and then it's like, what do you do at that point?
yeah. I'll say this, and then we'll go into Marshall. You really have to make an executive decision, man. You want to
Yes.
come down and put 6 or 7 in the box, or do you want to play, too high, coverage or whatever the case is, man. I don't want to see anybody trying to play us man to man, man. Because
Oh no,
you
that's
take
that's a
four-star Trey
disaster.
Harrison, man. He can create separation. He can run any route in the route tree. And he's a home run threat anytime he touches the ball. Same thing with Chris Moore, man. We saw him during 7-on-7 this year. Had a phenomenal summer,
Yeah, that's
along
gonna
with
be
David
somebody to
Perry.
watch out for, man. I don't
Yeah,
think nobody
Chris,
really
Chris Moore's the
knows,
guy.
man.
Yeah, I
Everybody,
don't think so.
of course, everybody's going to talk about Trey Harrelson, of course, and rightfully
Yeah,
so. But a name, if you need to watch for, is Chris Moore. He is
yeah,
going to have a breakout year, and I promise you, that's going to be Red's second hand man right there.
yeah. for
Definitely, for
sure.
sure.
Uh,
One more thing before we
mhm,
move on. Another thing that I just want to see that's gonna tell me a lot about how prepared they're gonna be for Marshall. I
mhm,
think excuse me, I think a really big problem that I noticed last year with the defense, especially in the run game, to me, was outside edge containment. I
mm,
felt like a lot, especially in very pivotal games like the Midlothian game,
yeah,
that comes to mind. Even Marshall, um, I felt like the outside containment in the run game really lost us a lot of the key games that we really needed to win just because of that. So I really, I feel like if we can shore that up and kind of at least show some improvement on that in the Terrell scrimmage, that'll give me a lot more better feeling about the Marshall game for sure.
going into Marshall. Yeah.
Yeah,
So one thing about the Marshall game, I got there pretty early last year, man, in Marshall,
yeah.
and man, there was no rain in the forecast. At least not on my
Oh
end.
yeah,
You
you
know, I
couldn't
don't
even.
know, what kind of tricks Marshall was up to, man. With us being a spread team, I wouldn't really say we are run well a pass first. I mean, we can pass first, but I think we are still a run first team, man, with the caliber of running backs that we have. And the rainfall was so heavy, man, we just couldn't get that passing game going. And I want to say we did get a turnover early in that game on special teams.
Yep,
I
it
want to
was
say it was third
the
and fourth,
opening kickoff. The
opening
opening.
kickoff,
Yep.
which we kicked to Marshall, man, and that's how wet it was with that rainfall. And then we had I want to say it was either a 70, maybe 75-yard touchdown by Kadarius McMillan later in that game. And I believe that was it, man. Everything else was Marshall. But one thing about Marshall, they are physical. They
Hmm.
do have size. I mean, Marshall just went 3 rounds deep in the playoffs last year. 5A
State
D2.
state ranked this season.
Yeah,
State ranked.
state ranked. And let's get a look at that if we can. They did finish just behind Texas High last year, who had a very good team as well, who lost to uh, PNG, Port Neches Groves. And
Yeah.
Marshall is still going to be somebody that we have to compete with, man. So they did lose several on on
Feel
offense, but
about
they do have a. It's kind of a
they
cheat code, man.
they
This
have a
quarterback.
they're third to tell you they are gonna basically I think they're at the point now in their program, man, it's just about reloading. Their third string, their third string running back who's gonna be their starter had almost
Hmm.
700 yards rushing last year and over
Yeah.
10 touchdowns. So I don't think even with them losing, they did lose two 1,000-yard rushers, which of course is really hard to replace. That you're
Yeah.
just not gonna replace that overnight. But I don't think it's going to be that much of a drop off, especially with him and him knowing the offense. It's not going to be much different. Also, them bringing back a veteran quarterback, a senior quarterback,
Hmm.
who caused us a lot of issues last year in last year's game, especially on third down conversions. He kept a lot of drives alive for them last year. And having him come back, man, we're going to have to be really prepared for him, especially. And then let's not forget, man, on the defensive side, man, they got a linebacker named Landon Jones. This guy had over 124 tackles and 12 sacks at the linebacker position. Now, I don't know if he was now I don't think it said if he played, I couldn't remember if he played outside linebacker or middle linebacker, but if he was playing middle linebacker and had 12 sacks,
Yeah.
oh man, that's
Yeah,
that's
that's not nothing
crazy.
to take lightly. Yeah, for sure. And so the X factor to Marshall, man, what really makes them move, like you said, at quarterback, man, Alton Henderson. Now he's rated at 5'7", 165, not a huge guy. They got him running a 4.6, but this guy, man, I don't think even some of those were not designed. I think he just sees a hole or a crease and he just takes off.
Yep,
Um, Marshall is not really known for deep ball or even passing across the field. Man, their mo is to pound the ball up the middle, outside. They've got several running backs that can really carry the load. Man, and you talk about the guys that they lost last year, who have been a threat to us since we kind of rekindled this series, man. But you talk about Alton Henderson, man. He did hurt us. Um, in several ways last year. He does have an arm. Now, just because they are primarily a run team, man, does not mean that they will not throw the ball. Coach Jason Hammond, in his first year last year, man, did a very good job taking over as head coach and making sure these guys had a balanced offense. And like I said, they did finish second behind Texas High last year, and they are predicted to finish second again this year. But one of the keys for the offense or defense when going up against a team like Marshall, man, is being physical in the trenches, man. And Coach Woods has talked about getting stronger and being more physical this year. And I think that is how you kind of slow down that Marshall run game.
Yeah, and this is again, it's another game of ball control, you know, and I feel like the scheduling by Woods in these games is very important because a lot of the teams in our district run the ball.
Yeah,
We have two teams in our district. One of them that basically knocked us out the playoffs in Burleson Centennial.
yeah,
They basically run essentially the same offense. They just run it out the shotgun. Same with Midlothian.
yeah,
They both run the same exact offense out of the shotgun. So you want to prepare yourself at the beginning of the season, so that way when it actually matters in district, you already know what to do, you know where to be, and all of that. So yeah, this is I'm really glad that we're getting to play them again. And hopefully, if we wind up staying in the same district in the next 2 years, that we continue to keep teams like Marshall on the schedule just to keep us prepared
yeah,
and ready for these types of games in district.
yeah. And not only that, Marshall is one of our oldest rivals. Back in the
Oh yeah,
old
definitely.
12-5A in the 90s under Coach Allen Wilson, they had very good success in the early 90s. I want to say they went and won a state championship against Converse Judson either
Yes.
1990 or 1991. And this was in the Big 5A division. So, I mean, Marshall has been a long time rival. Nothing, no love lost, I can tell you that for sure.
Hmm.
But they're gonna have their years, man. They're doing really good right now, and I expect nothing less from those guys. And I think, man, the problem with them was they ran into a South Oak Cliff team who went to their third consecutive, if I'm not mistaken,
It's
third or
third
fourth,
straight.
yeah, third
They're
consecutive
yeah.
state championship, man. I mean, they just rolled through the playoffs. And I was at that game, Marshall versus South Oak Cliff at Rose Stadium, man. Cold night. But Marshall just couldn't get it going, man. You talk about somebody being physical, and that is South Oak Cliff, man, at every position. And I think playing a team like South Oak Cliff in the playoffs does make Marshall a tad bit better because they got to see what that next level of physicality look like state championship
Yep.
caliber players. I mean, that
It's
can't do nothing but make you, better in some ways. Um, so I mean, I'm gonna take a second to pause, man. Shout out to Mr. Ronald Fields. He said that was a good and tight game against Texas High. And man, if y'all just now tuning in, man, hit that share button. I have the streams. We are live on Facebook and we are live on YouTube tonight, man. We finally got that live stream working, man. So what we're doing right now, man, we are creating a platform for strictly for Tyler High. This is strictly for the football program, and I've gotten that blessing from Coach Woods and along with his staff, man, to try to shed some light on these student athletes, man. So one thing that this can do is bring notoriety and exposure to kids who may not be recruited so high but have a desire to play at the next level. So that's what the goal is. We do this totally, just for the love of the game. We're both
yep.
Tyler High, John Tyler alumni, man, and this is just an effort to give something back to the North Tyler community. So if you happen to catch the stream, man, whether you're a JT fan, Legacy fan, or Marshall Longview, man, if you just love football, man, you just want to sit in and hear some good old football until this football season kicks off, man. This is the place to come. We are live every Monday, 8 o'clock p.m., man. So we appreciate y'all for joining us, man. Let us know where you tuned in from in the comments, man. We will get some shout outs here momentarily, man. And we're going to keep this going. And so, like I said, man, we were scheduled to have Davion Searles tonight, but he had some other obligations to take care of. So we do have Ashton Ariaga scheduled for next Monday. Um, and we'll definitely get to sit down and talk in depth with him. with his senior year coming up, man. He does have a couple
Mhm.
of college offers already on the table, and this is his senior year, so we're happy to sit down with him. And we'll have guys like Chris Moore at tight end slash wide receiver. Man, we got him coming in pretty soon. We'll be sitting down and talking to Coach Woods, Coach Lewis, our defensive coordinator. So man, we just getting started, man. This is kind of like that little dry spell in the summer, man, where it's not too much going on. And
We're
I
getting
still watch
closer.
the WNBA, but I'd rather be doing this right here, man. So yeah, man, let us know where you tuned in from. We still got a lot to talk about. The Marshall Mavericks, man, week one. Now Marshall lost a linebacker, man, to Melissa.
Was it a
That's not
linebacker or
gonna
a
happen.
defensive end?
Man, I heard it was a linebacker. If anybody can
I
correct
wonder
me,
if
let me know.
I wonder if this was. I wonder if it was this guy. Was it Brian Williams? Was that him?
Mm, to be honest, I don't have a name right now. I'll have to do some research on that. But I mean, that was a loss. That was, from what I've been hearing, that was a loss.
Yeah, it's a
And he
huge
ended up
loss.
at Melissa, who is actually in the same division as Marshall, Class 5A Division Two. Um, but I'm just looking, man. Let's see, that could be him.
If not, y'all let us know if that's not him.
Yeah, and I don't know the details behind that, man. But you really don't see too many kids leave East Texas and transfer to the DFW, man. So it could have been personal reasons, family reasons, but
Yeah.
I'm just trying to see, man, if there's something that that we should pay attention to. And with them having six coming back, I'm sorry. Um,
So that would be potentially because I'm pretty sure at this time that was before he left. So that would mean they would only have four starters
on
coming back
defense.
on defense.
Yeah, it was
That's
originally five on offense and five on defense. So I don't know if they accounted that in already or
yeah, I
not.
don't think so. So that would be, yeah, that's a big loss then because you only got four guys coming back on defense. We know one of them for sure is Landon Jones, so that's a linebacker. So the other three, I mean, they could be spread out anywhere.
Yeah, that's for sure. And I'm gonna switch over to us, man, because now one guy on the offensive line for Tyler High, man, that could really make a difference this year is Trustin Mallett.
Oh,
Um,
for sure. I really, really hope that he gets some playing time, man, on the defensive line, especially in like the heavy running games like a
yeah,
Marshall, a
Midlothian to that.
Midlothian.
hmm
um,
Maybe even a Burns Senior.
Even a Red Oak to a certain extent, man, because of the
Yeah,
fact that they run with their quarterback. So
for sure. Yeah, so man, Trustin Mallett, a 3 year starter for Tyler High, man. He did come in his sophomore year, and he played at the nose tackle position before he switched back over to. He did play a little bit of I want to say right tackle last year, and then they moved him inside, and I'm going to say he may be at the left guard now. I have to double check on that, man. I know Woods has been trying to shuffle the O line and get the best possible uh, position for everybody. But a guy like Trustin Mallett, man, Trustin is like 6'6", 6'7", and
huge.
I think he's a
Yeah.
good 315, 320. He has slimmed down some, so he's definitely in shape, man. But this is a guy that you could take a Ashton Ariaga and a Kadarius McMiller, and if he's out there lead blocking, man, I mean, look out, because if he gets his hands on you, then some things are definitely going to open up. And man, we got some other guys, and I'm going to see if I can get some names uh, here in just a second, man. But Trustin Mallett is definitely going to be a key component in the run game. Um, Now with the offensive passing game, and I think Woods is more of a quick strike this year, maybe a little similar to a North Crowley, kind of get the ball out quick and let the players work in space, man. But Trustin Mallett with his size, man, can definitely be punishing in the running game. And to talk about the running game, man, you got your sophomore. When he was a sophomore, man, he led the Lions in rushing yards, and he did lead the Lions in rushing last year with Ashton Ariaga. And then you have a four-star. potential five star Kadarius McMillan. So talk about how the Tyler High run game can be effective against Marshall.
Yeah, so I think one of the best ways to do this, man, you got a potential five-star running back in Kadarius McMiller on one side. Then you got a 3-year starter and Ashton Ariaga, and have both of them out there. You can run a double running back set, man. That's pretty dangerous out there. You
Hmm.
know, of course, in that with having a two running back set, of course you're gonna lose a either a tight end or a receiver in that process. But when you have those type of running backs at your disposal, I feel like that keeps also the defenses from trying to blitz you or trying to close the gaps really quick because you don't really know who's getting the ball,
Yeah.
you know? So you have to respect that both of them have the potential to get the ball. And the fact that that not only allows you that option, but it also allows you the option of being able to pass out the backfield too. And especially nowadays, as we see in college in the college football world, man, that's if you want to go to a lot of these big D1s like a Texas, Alabama, teams
Hmm.
like that. You got to be able to catch the ball out the backfield. And I feel like our running backs have the ability to do that and be able
Yeah.
to prove that they can catch the ball out the backfield and make something happen.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's something that's going to be really important against a team like Marshall because if I'm not mistaken, last year, it felt like Marshall was putting a lot of pressure on our offensive line.
Hmm.
Um, and I feel like if you're able to run the ball consistently, that'll tone down a lot of that pressure that they're putting on you. And it
Yeah.
also takes the pressure off your quarterback. Uh, because one thing you'll see a lot of teams do is that they feel like they can't run the ball, they'll just start passing, and that's when the defense is just getting ready to tee off. Like they're just gonna start
Exactly.
sending people, man, and you don't know where they're coming from, and then your offensive line is in disarray, and then it's just not a good recipe, man, for a well played game. So if we can
Yeah.
get the running game going, man. I feel like that'll open up the passing game for us because we know we can get the ball out into the open
Mhm.
field. But you really want to establish that running game for sure to start it off. And once you got that going, the passing game will take care of itself.
Yeah. And, man, we're talking about a guy like Kadarius McMillan, man, who has 20 plus offers, D1 offers. He did have the single offensive touchdown last year in Marshall. Now, I mean, you're talking about a two athlete individual right here with his track speed. I want to say he's a 10.2, maybe 10.3 in the 100, man. So his track speed does transfer to the football field as well. And that's how he was able to score that long breakaway touchdown last year. But man, his first step, he doesn't need much, man. If he can just find the crease,
That's all
man,
it
you're talking about,
needs.
yeah, that's really all he needs. And then Ashton Ariaga, man, who was a little bit more shifty between the tackles. His field vision, man, is almost second to none, man. Not the fastest guy, not the biggest guy, man. Maybe the tangibles are not there, but this is a guy that can really carry it 20 plus times a game and
Hmm.
really have an impact. And wear down the defense, man. I mean, Ashton Ariaga is almost an every down running back. And
Yeah.
I want to say there was a game, if I'm not mistaken, it was against Red Oak, man, the last district game last year where Kadarius did suffer a slight injury that benched him for the rest of the game, and you know Ariaga took over the load.
Oh
And
yeah.
he's not afraid of the moment. So you know, with those two guys coming back, you know Ariaga with it being his senior year, man, I think he capitalizes off of his year last year. He went over for 700 plus rushing yards last year, and Kadarius McMillan was right behind him with over 600 rushing yards. So that backfield speaks for itself. And yeah, man, I mean, it's kind of like you know, you want to start out with the run game, or do you want to do some quick strike stuff with the receiving core?
Yeah. And I feel like Ashton Ariaga and Kadarius McMiller really complement each other because they have they're different skill sets, of course.
Hmm.
But I feel like they work perfectly for the type of offense that we have because they're more you can use them in the perfect situations that you need them in.
Hmm.
Like Ashton Ariaga, I feel like he is going to be a running back that's definitely going to get you the yards that you need. You know,
Yeah.
when it's that 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, and you need somebody to just get the yards that you need to get that first down, like
Hmm.
he's that guy, man. Like he's really shifty. He's gonna make some moves. He know has very good vision and ball carrier vision to be able to get to where he needs to go, man. And he's very disciplined when he runs the ball. Like
Yeah,
it's never gonna be really chaotic. Like he's just gonna do his job, and that's exactly what you need from him. And then you have a guy like Kadarius McMiller, man. It's just lightning in the bottle, man. Like at any given moment, like he can flash. You look up, man. He's gone 80 yards for a touchdown. So it's like they definitely complement each other in that way, man. And I feel like that's going to be a really good thing to have for our offense to be able
yeah,
to have two running backs that can do different things when you need them to do, depending on whatever situation you're in.
yeah. And just to kind of piggyback off of what you said, and then I'll talk about Caden Granberry and that receiving core, man. But a guy like Ariag and McMiller, who definitely complement each other. McMiller with his 6'1", 6'2" frame, about 195, 200. I mean, man, I wouldn't want to get in front of him, man, running full speed. I did see him in spring ball this year, man. I think he's more physical. Um, he has a better view of the field. I think his field vision has improved, man. We've seen him in the passing game now, and without saying too much, he can catch the ball. He can catch the
Oh
ball.
yeah,
He can definitely be a threat in the passing game because with that speed, man, I mean, if he gets a block, I mean, it's over.
that's pretty
Um,
much all he needs. I'm telling you, man. Like it don't matter what team it is.
yeah,
Look, if this man gets into the open space, you don't. They don't have one person on that team that's going to catch him,
yeah, for sure.
no matter who we play.
Yeah, I mean, and you really just have to make a decision. Like I said, now I don't think there's any defense that's just that dominant, man, that can just shut down that run game. Now we are going to have to get that push from the O line. So still, and I think that's something we'll see in the scrimmage, man. The terror scrimmage, very, very,
That'll
very
tell
important.
us a lot about that.
Yeah, that's going to tell us a lot, man. I think we had about three guys coming back uh, for the O line. I do know that we did get a new center. And I'm going to get some more names down the line, guys. But I'm just pointing out just some basic, uh, facts that we can look forward to. Now, man, let's talk about Caden Granberry and what he brings to the table, man. 3 year starter. This is his third year on varsity. Basically, took over as a sophomore, which was Derek McFall's senior year, along
Mhm.
with Deuce Martin. And this guy has proven time and time again, regardless of size, or whatever the tangibles are that they look for at the next level. This guy delivers year after year, and he's shown that he can throw it 15, 20 times a game and have really good success. Led the district his sophomore year as a sophomore, newcomer of the year, man. So. Caden Granberry, what he brings to the table, man, I feel like his vision, uh, to be able to leave the pocket if necessary, or to take off and scramble, to make those reads. Because if I'm not mistaken, man, Coach Woods does in that RPO style offense, man, the he has the autonomy to kind of make decisions on his own once he gets a certain play, and he can kind of audible within the play that was called. So very smart quarterback, highly accurate. But the weapons that he has, Trey Harrison, Davion Searles, Chris Moore, and McCavian Potts, man. I mean that really does make his job easier on him.
For sure. And just to know just some stats for him, man. He passed for 1750 last
Yeah.
year, 1750. And
Hmm.
he did had 21 touchdown passes, 12 of them, which is our guy, man, Trey
Yeah.
Harrelson.
Yeah.
12 of those were there. Um, yeah, it's a good thing, man, to have a experienced quarterback, especially with like I said, with the offense that we have. I know we keep alluding to that, man. But when you have the type of offense that we have and you add in a 3 year starter to that team that's proven the ability to be able to help his team score, be able to get the ball out when he needs to, man, if that comes together like we expect it should, man, that's enough to get you
Yeah.
in the playoffs. That should be enough. Now, granted, it depends on where you land. is for it to be seen, but definitely it should be enough to get you in. And then to be able to make some noise once you're in the playoffs, because I don't expect this team just to be a one and done team. We're not
No,
expecting that. We're
no,
expecting this team to do something once they get in the playoffs, and
yeah,
make some noise, man. We gotta bring back the respect across the state, man. The fear that teams used to have when they played us, when they seen us coming off the bus, man. We gotta bring that back. And I
yeah.
believe that this team, with what they have, is capable of doing that.
Yeah, so not only we talk about the guys who we expect to make an impact, but man, we had some guys as freshmen last year, and we'll
Hmm.
discuss more about them. Last year, we had a really good freshman team, and the majority of that came from Bolter last year, man, who really came in and competed at a really high level. And we're expected to have another really good freshman class this year. I know we have quarterback Jacob Harper who should be taking over as freshman quarterback this year. So we'll look and see how he develops and look and see what we can get from him, down the road. But yeah, a guy like Caden Greenberry, what I do know is Coach Woods does not want him holding on to the ball. Um, he wants to get that ball out quick and let the players, let the receivers work in space, whether that's Ariaga, Chris Moore, Searles, Harrelson, or even Potts. He definitely wants to get the ball out very quick in space. Um, Now, let's talk about, the obvious guy who, I mean, you could almost say, Trey Harrison, almost carried the team. I mean, 12 touchdowns was the most on the team.
Yeah.
So, he's a proven guy, potential five-star, 24 Division One offers right now. And, so
Number
you
three
kind of know what
receiver
to
in the
expect.
state.
Yeah, for his class, 2027, man, number
Number
three
three
receiver in the
receiver.
state. And man, I'm thinking he can challenge that number one and two spot, man.
Hey,
What can he not do? To be honest with you, man.
I think honestly, man, his touchdown to reception ratio was pretty ridiculous last year,
Yeah,
in a good way. Like, I think for every two receptions that he had, it was a touchdown for every two
yeah,
receptions or something
yeah,
along that line. Like, it
yeah,
was something crazy. Like, almost essentially every time he got the ball, it was going to be a touchdown.
yeah. He only had what 32 receptions
Hmm.
and produced right under 700 receiving yards, and
Yeah.
even threw in a kick return touchdown against Highland Park. So, he's got that first level, that second level, third level. He can go over the top, high point the ball over multiple defenders. He did it in the legacy game. Went up over two defenders, a cornerback and a safety. And there was another play where he bobbled the ball, but I want to say it got tipped. Regained his focus, man, and ended up catching a touchdown in the end zone. Has speed. I think he's a solid 4.5. If you're talking about 40-yard dash, could have the best hands on the team. I know he's right there at the top with Davion Searles, Chris Moore. Phenomenal hands, man. And so can play in the slot, can play wide, and pretty much a do-it-all guy, man. So you kind of know what to expect from him. But a guy named Davion Searles, who is a slot receiver, this is his third year on the varsity as well. Talk about elusive, man. You really you have to ask a linebacker to come in and try to match up with this guy. And I've got some stats for him. And let's see. So last year, Davion Searles was second in receiving touchdowns and receptions. So this is a guy coming into his senior year, man, who is definitely a weapon. And it's
Hmm.
kind of like a Wes Welker, man. He can read a defense. He knows where to go sit in that zone. If he should keep going. He really is that safety blanket when the quarterback needs to be bailed out. And I think his senior year, man, he really turns it up another notch this year.
Yeah, definitely. And a lot of people don't be fooled by his size, man. He has the
That's
ability. He
that's
probably
the
has some
thing.
of the best team. He has
Yeah,
probably has some of the best hands on the
yeah,
team, like in terms of catching. Like, the
yeah. He ain't
man
really talking.
will great footwork, will catch the ball on the sideline. Like, he's almost like a possession receiver. Like, when you need
Yeah,
that third down and that's who you go to. You know who to look for. And he's gonna catch it, man, nine times out of ten.
yeah. Every once in a while, you'll catch him streaking down the field, man. I know in
Oh
Red Oak,
yeah.
he got loose. And I mean, the guy I've been knowing Davion since he was probably first, second grade. Man, I used to do a program called Prime Time with the YMCA, and it was a group of kids over at or elementary, man, and he was one of my kids. And so he's always been undersized, man, but he's got that dog, he's got that fight, never gives up. If he made a mistake, man, he comes back the next play, forgets about it, and he knows, what the goal is. Um, Now, this is my sleeper this year. Well, he's not a sleeper to me, but I feel like he's a sleeper to the rest of the world. Chris Moore,
Hmm.
another senior who was at Tyler High his freshman year, and I believe he did depart, a little bit for his sophomore year, and suffered an injury, man, that he had to recover from. And I think it basically took a year. I want to say it was ACL or something along that magnitude, but did come back and he wasn't targeted very heavily last year. But he did play a key role in the blocking game. So this is a versatile guy who lined up at tight end last year, and we've seen him throughout the spring and 7-on-7. He's lining up out wide, and he's running by people.
Man, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna take this as a bold take. This is my prediction for Chris Moore, just to tell you, for people to understand how much I believe in this kid.
Yeah.
I believe he's gonna lead the team in receptions and touchdowns.
Ooh,
I
okay.
think so. I'm taking that
Yeah.
take, man.
Okay.
I'm taking
Um.
it. Only reason why I say that is
Okay.
because for my own reasoning is because of how I think they're gonna utilize Chris Moore on
Mhm,
offense.
mhm.
Gives me the reason that he's going to lead because I feel like he's definitely going to be the number one threat. And if we get to the red zone, because now, granted, you got Trey Harrison over there, and if he gets the ball and it's a deep shot, it's most likely going to be a touchdown. So
Yeah.
that also depends a lot on if we even get to the red zone.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I feel like that's going to be your main red zone threat. I mean, he's what, almost 6'5", 220.
He is
Like
six
he's a
five.
pretty huge
Yeah.
receiver, and most people in our district are not going to have a corner that's even gonna be able to match up with him size for size.
Mm-mm.
And I feel like
Well,
that's
depending on
gonna,
depending where he lines up, man, he can also line up at tight end as a
yeah,
blocker and still come out as as a receiver. Um,
yeah,
well, and it's kind of like you said, and this does make sense. Trey Harrison is going to command a lot of attention, man. What he did
yeah.
last year for 10 games, defenses are definitely prepared for him. Um, so yeah,
And
that
that's what
makes
I'm
sense,
banking
man.
on. That's
Yeah.
that's what I'm banking on. Because I'm banking on the fact that these teams are not gonna be crazy enough to just let Trey be over there by
Oh
himself
no,
anymore.
no, 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 no,
So that's why I predicted that. Is because I'm expecting a lot of teams to either double team Trey or to make sure that they have a safety shaded to his side, which is going to leave a lot more receptions to be had by Chris Moore and a lot more touchdowns to be had by him.
absolutely. All right, guys, if you just now tuning in, man, I know we got several viewers tuned in. We're gonna take a quick break, man. Gonna be right back. Man, let us know where you tuned in from. Give some shout outs to your favorite Tyler High individual or player, or if you have a student athlete that does play football for Tyler High, man, let us know. Give us just a quick second, man. I'm gonna grab some more information and we'll be right back. All right, man, we back. Man, you know I
Hey,
turned 40 yesterday, bro.
huh?
You know I turned 40 yesterday.
Oh man, shoot! Gotta tell everybody,
I know,
tell them happy
right?
birthday, man.
I know, right? I know, right? Uh, man, let's see.
Hey, I got something for you. Remember
Okay.
early in the show we was talking about we was trying to figure out who transferred to Melissa from Marshall. You're not gonna believe it. We were talking about him early in the show.
Is it Landon?
Landon Jones.
Oh, that's the top guy.
Oh, that is a major, major
Okay.
loss. That's a major loss,
So
man.
I want to say that was their top defender last
Yes, that was
year. He also went
he led the
crazy.
team in tackles, and I think he
Okay.
led them in sacks. Remember, I said he had 124 tackles and 12 sacks, and you
Yeah.
lost that on defense, man. That was supposed to be the preseason defensive MVP for the entire district. He was also a first team all-state linebacker. Man, that's a whew.
That's like losing Trey Harrison on offense, man.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
probably what
That's
it
a
is.
you are not
Yeah.
replacing that in
You
one
don't
season,
replace that in
man.
one season, man. Nah, definitely not. Nah, I
And
mean that's a killer. Good luck to him at Melissa. Definitely, deserve any accolades that he received last year. I mean, he's really a guy that did give us some trouble. So
uh
yeah, I'm glad you did come in and correct it.
yeah, shout out to Chris for that, man. That was Chris
Okay, yeah, man.
Spencer, man.
Shout out Chris Spencer,
He
man.
got us that info.
Dr. Spencer, what's up, man?
Yeah.
Okay, so what? We talked about basically the keys to beating a Marshall, and I'll just sum it down to this, man. Physicality, man, at the point of attack. The trenches is a war that if we don't win, I still feel like we have other ways to beat them with our speed. I just don't want to get into a track meet.
Now, granted that they lost him, does that give you a little cause to pause about where their defense is going into this game? Losing a
Well,
guy like that.
yeah, for sure. Like you said, you don't replace a guy that caliber in a. I mean, he left in the spring or toward the end of the spring, before
Yeah.
summer got here, and whoever the next man up, I mean, he's got some shoes to fill. And I don't think they'll put it all on one guy. I mean, it's going to have to be a group effort by that Marshall linebacking core. But I know those guys up for the challenge. The coach had them very well coached last year.
Mm.
3 rounds deep is the
Very
furthest they've gone in quite a long time.
and granted, they're also a very, very disciplined team.
Yeah,
I don't even really
yeah.
recall last year them having a lot of flags or even making a lot of mistakes really on either side of the ball, if I'm not mistaken.
Nah, not even against us. I mean, whatever you saw in that game against us, a lot of things happened because a wet ball and that was for both teams. But they were victorious last year. And then the rain that just favors a team like Marshall.
Yeah, it's designed for a team like Marshall, man. And I don't want people to look at last year's score, right? Granted, yes, we they did lose, but
Yeah.
it was I felt like me personally, in my opinion, a lot of that had to do with the weather. You can't take a team like the way our offense is designed and essentially just completely shut out the pass game.
Hmm.
I don't even think, if I'm not mistaken, I don't think did we even have a completion in the pass game in that game? I think that was the only game. It was one of those, it was so weird, man. Like, I don't think we completed a pass in that game. That's how bad the weather was.
It was ugly. I
Yeah.
mean, you had guys like um, Collins, obviously Trey Harrelson, uh, Pot. Well, no, I'm sorry, not Potts. Davion Searles, Ashton Ariaga. These are all guys that can. I mean, they can catch with the best of them. And now, Coach Woods did tell me this because it was different in the Red Oak game, which was pouring in that game too. Coach Woods did tell me with them not knowing that rain was in the forecast, they did not have a chance to prep their balls in advance. A team like
Yes, that
Marshall,
goes
who's
to,
at home, oh, we
they
can
could
send this
just
to the street.
easily, yeah, they
All
could
they
just
gotta do is
easily
go
just
to the
go.
field house. Woods did make a comment to me saying that they just were not prepared for the rain. But you see later on down the road against Red Oak where it was pouring again, and he was just a little bit more, hey, whether it rains or not, we're gonna have a
And
situation where we can,
yeah, and
overcome
you
it.
could tell if you look at Marshall game and you look at the Red Oak game, it is a polar opposite. Polar
Yeah,
opposite.
Yeah,
So,
for sure.
and granted, if there is rain again, they'll definitely be prepared for it this time around. I fully expect them to be prepared for it, and I don't expect that to be the reason, you know, to be. If that was the reason that we win or lose, I don't see that being the factor. Or hopefully, it isn't the factor, of
For
course.
sure.
Um,
Yeah.
but yeah,
Only in East Texas, man, where the sun is out and you just drive into the next town and it starts pouring. Only in
yeah.
East Texas, man.
And it
Only in
was
East
out of
Texas.
nowhere, man, because I was watching the pregame show because that game I wasn't able to make it to, but I was watching the pregame show. It was sunny out there, like everything was good. And
Yeah,
then
typical
bam, as
Friday
soon as the
football.
kickoff started, man, it
Yeah,
just started pouring.
yeah. I
It was
definitely
like,
think we
oh
have it.
man.
I don't know if we would have won, but I think the
I feel like it
outcome
would have been a lot
of
different.
being able to score would have been a little different, man. Actually, a lot different. I mean, you have to remember we beat Marshall at home in 2023. Was first year when we had a Derek McFall, and I want to say Ashton Ariaga ended up catching the game-winning 2-point conversion because I
Yeah.
want to say it went to three overtimes.
Yeah.
Uh, so I mean, I expect another close game this year. Man, I'm gonna man, let's see what your prediction is score-wise, man.
Oh. Mm.
Don't hold back.
Last year's score was it 44 to 14? 44, 14, 41, 14?
I'm gonna fact check that right now. It was one of the ones that I tried to forget. I know that's for sure.
Let's
Let's see.
see.
I'm gonna give you a score. Okay. Last year's score was 41-14.
Yeah, so I would, yeah, 41, 14. So
Mm-hmm.
granted, I'm taking into account, man, that they've lost with the loss of having two 1,000-yard rusher running backs not being there. I think they also lost a couple of guys that they had in the receiving core and on the O line.
Mm-hmm.
And uh with the fact of them losing having a huge loss on defense, man, losing Landon Jones.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like with those types of losses, man, especially with what we have coming back, um, I'm gonna have to go think I think 31. I'm gonna say 31 to 17, man. I'm gonna say 17-31 we win. 17-31.
Okay. So Jeremy with the prediction, man, 31-17 in favor of Cujo. Yeah. So I can see us coming away with a win, and I'm gonna tell you why. The game favors us for several reasons. I believe we have the upper hand with the offensive ability. I mean, our whole offense is returning except for Collins and Powers at H-back, who was a key component in our run game last year with his blocking ability and he can catch. But other than that, man, you bring back a a 3-year starter in Caden Greenberry who has a ton of chemistry with these guys. You add Chris Moore into the passing game. You have 4-star Trey Harrison coming back. You have
Hmm.
Ashton Ariaga, who led the team in rushing. You have 4-star Kadarius McMiller, and you have Davion Searles, and then you add another kid in Potts, and you bring back three uh, on the O line with Tristan Mallett leading the way. That's one reason. Second reason, the game is at Rose Stadium, baby. The
Hmm.
game is at the Rose, baby. The game is at the Rose. And then number three, like you said, man, losing what they lost on defense with Landon Jones, I think that just adds a little bit of injury to insult. So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go 35-21 in the
Okay.
favor. I'm gonna go
So we
thirty-five
pretty close.
twenty-four. Yeah, in the favor of Cujo, man, and say we get that victory. And then I can't remember the last time we lost to Marshall 2 years in a row. I have to do some research on that. If I'm wrong, I will correct myself going forward. But I just don't see us losing 2 years in a row. I just
I
don't.
just
Too
it's
much
just
senior
hard for me to
leadership.
see it right now, man, at least on paper. Like
Yeah,
we shouldn't, man, with what we have coming back, man, it's just right now.
yeah.
Now that might
Um,
change, by the time we see what we see at Terrell. We might change our prediction a little bit, or we might keep it the same. We might add on to it if we get a little homer. We might be a little homers. But we'll
Well,
see.
and let's hope we come out of Terrell healthy, man.
Yeah,
Because
that's the main thing in the scrimmage,
yeah,
man. I don't care
mhm,
if we if we just did terrible in the scrimmage.
mhm,
As long as we come out with everybody healthy, I would rather it be that than we played great in the scrimmage, but we lost like three or four players.
yeah. Well, you suffered an injury with uh yeah, man. Hood got hurt in that scrimmage last year.
Yeah, we didn't get him back until what? Joshua?
Joshua, Joshua,
Yeah,
and
it's
then
like
he was
halfway through the season.
yeah, and kind of got him back just in the nick of time. I mean, his
Yeah.
energy and the aggressiveness that he played with, man, was definitely missed. But yeah, 35-24 is my prediction, man. Before we get out of here, man, if any you guys want to make a prediction, man, or who you may favor in this game, this week one matchup, like I said, we do scrimmage the Terrell Tigers here at Rose Stadium, August 22nd at 7 p.m. The varsity will kick off at 7 p.m. Going forward, I will get a time for the freshmen and the JV who will scrimmage at the same time. I want to say they'll start at about 5:30, and then we'll give like a little break in between to get the varsity warmed up, and then we'll follow up with Marshall at home August the 29th at 7 p.m. at Rose Stadium. So, man, if you got nothing else, man, I think we covered quite a bit, man, as far as Marshall. And if anything breaking news happens that we feel like I need to know going forward about this matchup, man, you'll get it from us. Maybe not first, but you're gonna get it from us at some point. So,
Oh yeah, and definitely another thing. Once the season actually starts, we're gonna be talking about these games over and over again. We're gonna be talking about them again. So once we get to week one, we're gonna talk about Marshall again, and we'll have a lot more information and coverage, especially after the scrimmage, on how we're gonna view this game. So
yeah,
stay tuned, man. And also, I want to shout out Jerry Ford. I see in the Facebook comments he said he want that Highland Park W, man. I know we all do. We all do. Trust me.
right on,
We
right
all
on.
do.
Okay, yeah. Shout out to Jerry Ford, man. I've been knowing that guy for a long time, man. I want to say I met Jerry Ford, man, when we used to practice down in the pit back in 2005 when Coach Brooks came in.
Man, that
I've been
pit was
knowing that
something
guy ever
else.
since. Man, listen, if you can practice in the pit, you was almost guaranteed a W on Friday night, man.
Oh,
That pit, that the heat, it
hey,
wasn't no air back there circulating.
man, it was almost like good luck, man, have to go back to that pit, man. It was like good luck
Yeah.
to him.
I might ask Coach Woods about that one day, man. If he mind taking an old trip back down there to the pit, man.
Is it still back there? Because I know they got all
It's
the
yeah,
fields and stuff back there now. Is it
it's
still
still
there?
back there, but it's not as you can't really access it like you used to because everything they built up back there. But
Oh,
um,
okay.
yeah, man. Well, shoot, man, that's it for me, man.
Yeah.
And if you guys don't have nothing else, man, we'll see y'all next week, same time at 8 o'clock. And I think we're trying to keep these, man, right around an hour. We know y'all got stuff to do, man. Some of y'all bedtime coming up. Work as usual. The usual stuff, man. So we appreciate y'all for tuning in. And man, the main thing that we're trying to do, man, is get better. And
Yeah.
trying to have accurate information to bring it to you guys. Like I said, we may not be first. We're not Channel 7, CBS 19, none of that. But we are a reliable source, and we do have contacts that we can reach out to get information if we need to. So with that being said, man, Jim, I appreciate you for tuning in, man. Appreciate everybody on YouTube.
Yes,
Appreciate
sir.
everybody on Facebook. The Cujo page. Shout out to Nico Hernandez, man. I'm gonna have him on here real soon. OG
Oh yeah.
Cujo, man.
For
1994
sure.
state
For sure.
championship
For sure,
man.
man.
SMU alumni as well. So shout out to him. Shout out to Coach Woods and the whole coaching staff, man. Shout out to all the JT Tyler High football players, man. And we're gonna be back to y'all, man, next Monday.
All right.
We out this thing, man.